Big changes at Franklin County amid ongoing turmoil. We're tracking that coming up on this special edition of Apple Valley News Now. Stacy.
Beautiful weather outside today. Get ready for a weekend warm-up. I'll tell you all about it in my First Alert weather forecast.
And a local congressman gets an inside look at what sober living really looks like. We'll hear from him coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now, special edition, on your side.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner.
And I'm Austin Reed. Franklin County's administrator is asking the commission he be let out of his contract with the county. The announcement comes amid an ongoing criminal investigation into several elected county officials.
And it happened today at the end of a special meeting of the Board of Commissioners. Listen.
I move to acknowledge that the county administrator has approached the board about severing the administrator's current employment contract. The administrator will be on paid time off, or PTO, to allow the parties sufficient time to execute an amicable agreement.
Now, Gonzalez was not at the county commissioners meeting this morning. He has been with the county since March of last year, and he was granted whistleblower protections in January of this year after he reported what he believed to be misconduct by Franklin County officials. That triggered an investigation into Chairman Rocky Mullen, Commissioner Clint Didier, and Auditor Matt Beaton. Some of the people involved in the investigation are being accused of witness tampering, criminal conspiracy, and official misconduct. The case has been forwarded on to the Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office for possible charges. Now, we did reach out to Mike Gonzalez about his request to be let out of his contract. He says he can't comment much about the situation, but tells us, quote, "I appreciate the opportunity to lead Franklin County. I accomplished a lot during my time. I want to thank the commissioners for the opportunity," end quote. And we will continue to follow this story and keep you updated as we learn more. We're also continuing to track developing news as the city of West Richland is considering allowing retail cannabis sales within city limits. Now, we've been tracking the debate over this for months. Many people have made their voices heard at West Richland City Council meetings during that time. But last night, during a special meeting, attendees were told they would not be allowed to comment on pot shops anymore because there's an advisory vote coming up in August.
State law does prohibit the use of public facilities to support or oppose ballot issues. That law does apply to citizen comment during public meetings. As we are aware, that's a limited public forum for First Amendment purposes. We are allowed to impose viewpoint neutral regulations that are reasonable in light of the purpose.
Now, coming up tonight after the Stanley Cup Finals, we will hear from one resident who says he's still determined to make his voice heard.
Representative Dan Newhouse toured a local recovery house in Kennewick earlier this afternoon. The tour was right here at Seasons for Home. It's on Hood Avenue. 15 men currently live together inside this house and work on rebuilding their lives. Newhouse and others discussed the importance of recovery housing for addicts, which was a topic of discussion at his most recent Central Washington Fentanyl Task Force meeting.
I'm just totally blown away about seeing the efforts that are being put forth to help people in need, from veterans to just regular people that have trouble, whether it's with drugs or for other reasons, to find themselves out on the street with no place to go. This is a great option.
Coming up after the game on Apple Valley News Now tonight, we're going to hear from the executive director of the Sober Living House and learn about what they need from Newhouse and other political leaders when it comes to sober living and recovery in the Tri-Cities.
Well, for right now, let's talk about that forecast. It was pretty warm out there today.
It was, and it sounds like we're going to be going warmer too, Stacy.
Yep, it is. It's a beautiful day, 75 degrees, light winds. Our humidity's dropped a little bit down to 22%. Sunset tonight at 8:51, but take it in. It is a beautiful day outside. Summer just 2 days away. That's coming on Thursday, the 20th at 1:51 p.m. Tonight, look for mainly clear conditions, pretty mild out there. Light winds at 5 miles per hour, overnight lows in the 40s. For tomorrow, look at this. We go from the 70s all the way to the mid-80s. So big jump. You'll definitely feel that increase. And we get even warmer as we head towards the weekend. So mild, calm night tonight, 80s tomorrow, 90s for the weekend, cool and windy on your Sunday. So we're still on the temperature roller coaster. That's going to continue into next week. All those details coming up in my First Alert full weather forecast.
All right, Stacey, thank you. Well, we saw some wildfires in our region over the past few days, but nothing like what's hitting California and New Mexico at the moment. Lee Waldman reports that's only the start of the extreme summer weather impacting millions across the nation.
A wall of smoke filled the sky in New Mexico as two wildfires converged like a pair of tongs around the village of Ruidoso, where thousands of people were forced to leave their homes.
It's going to take a lot to get everything back, but as long as lives are saved and homes are always replaceable.
The area in an extreme drought for nearly a year. In California, several fires are burning across the state. More than 1,000 firefighters are working to contain the Post Fire, which has burned more than 15,000 acres since Saturday. Winds and rugged terrain making the firefight more challenging.
We're talking between 50 and 60 miles an hour gust up on the ridges.
Across the country, New York's Governor Kathy Hochul is alerting parts of the state for a heat wave not seen in decades, activating the National Guard and opening cooling centers.
We don't need any fancy data to tell us this. It's going to be extremely hot and uncomfortable. In fact, it'll be dangerously hot.
Dangerous heat is hitting major metropolitan areas from Chicago to Boston. Meanwhile, in the Gulf, the hurricane season's first threat is churning. The National Hurricane Center predicts the tropical system will unload torrential rains, bringing flooding threats to the U.S., western Gulf Coast, parts of Central America, and parts of Mexico. In New York, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
And it is not just potentially dangerous for people. Extreme weather like this can have an impact on the economy as well. We're talking about that coming up a little bit later on Apple Valley News Now. Here in our area, we have already seen wildfires having an impact in extremely windy conditions recently. This evening, Pacific Power will be hosting a public forum in Yakima to talk about how they are working to prevent wildfires this summer, including why they sometimes shut down the power during dangerous conditions. That's tonight from 5:30 until 7:30. It's happening at the Yakima Valley College Conference Center.
Today, the federal government released a report formally acknowledging for the first time how building dams on the Snake and Columbia Rivers hurt tribes in the Pacific Northwest. Now, this report says the dams devastated salmon runs, flooded villages and burial grounds, and are still, to this day, limiting treaty fishing rights. The report also has recommendations about how the federal government can take action in the future to address those impacts. It's a big day for immigration policy. President Biden announced a new legal process for undocumented immigrants who are married to American citizens to get permanent residency.
This comes after the president announced a controversial crackdown at the border, and Jen Sullivan reports the program has some significant limitations.
Of the United States of America.
The path to U.S. citizenship is lengthy. Right now, undocumented people who marry U.S. citizens have to request parole before they can even apply to live in the U.S. legally. In some cases, they're required to leave the country and re-enter legally to be eligible for a green card. President Joe Biden wants to change that.
But living in the United States all this time with this fear and uncertainty, we can fix that.
Tuesday, Biden announcing an executive order to provide legal status to undocumented people who are married to U.S. citizens and their children. To qualify, a person must have lived in the U.S. for at least 10 years as of June 17th.
For that's generations have been renewed, revitalized, and refreshed by the talent, the skill, the hard work, the courage, and determination of immigrants coming to our country.
The action would protect about 500,000 families and 50,000 children under the age of 21, according to a senior Biden administration official. Many Democrats are praising the move.
They should not have to fear deportation.
The announcement comes just 2 weeks after Biden took action to block migrants who crossed the U.S.-Mexico border illegally from receiving asylum. Many critics want to see Biden take a harsher stance on illegal immigration. House Speaker Mike Johnson tweeting just 2 weeks ago the president pretended to crack down on the open border catastrophe by engaging in election year border charade. Now he's trying to play both sides and is granting amnesty to hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
By the way, ABC News reports this process will take enough time that people who get their residency status will not qualify to vote in this year's presidential election.
The Department of Justice says investigators have busted a money laundering ring involving a Mexican cartel, underground Chinese banking, and drugs sold here in the United States. Federal prosecutors charged 24 people with conspiracy to help distribute drugs and launder money. Investigators say Operation Fortune Runner uncovered a conspiracy to sell drugs in the United States, then moved the money through Chinese banks to cartels in Mexico.
Together, these groups have created an organization in which millions and millions of dollars are moved in proceeds from the drug sales in the United States back down to Mexico. And wealthy Chinese nationals in this country are given access to virtually limitless supplies of cash.
Now, both Chinese and Mexican law enforcement agencies told the Department of Justice they have arrested people named in the indictment who fled the United States.
Extreme heat hitting millions of Americans right now, and it isn't just uncomfortable, it can have a big impact on the economy as well. We're talking about that coming up.
And fortunately, temperatures in our area not that extreme. Stacey Lee has your full First Alert forecast coming up.
And the head of Boeing in the hot seat before lawmakers in the Senate today, just hours after another whistleblower comes forward. That's next on this special early edition of Apple Valley News Now.
The 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is on now, and the savings are explosive. Best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or 5 years, no interest financing. The 4th of July sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Watch me. Watch me turn, drift, and fly. With a gas pedal underfoot, I can make grown men cry. My very first race changed everything in a flash. But heroes whisked me away and healed wounds from the crash. 900 horses may be too much for some to tame. Put me behind the wheel, and I'll see you in victory lane. Watch me. Life-saving pediatric burn care at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Everybody in the Tri-Cities has been to a Hubby's pizza party, right? You haven't? Acquire the Hubby's habit and book your party today. Delicious, mouth-watering food made with only the freshest ingredients. It's party time at Hubby's Pizza, a hometown favorite for nearly 45 years. Book your party today.
Hit the open road and head to Wild Horse Resort and Casino for the $160,000 Ultimate American Road Trip. Every Friday and Saturday, cruise in and win free play, gas cards, or up to $50,000 cash. Earn entries every day and multiply them on select Mondays. Then on June 29th, win your choice of $30,000 cash or a new Mustang. Keep playing in July to win a shiny new Harley. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
Here's to feeling at home on mountain trails, playing by the river all day, exploring your favorite off-beaten paths and terrains, or simply savoring your favorite foods. Here's to Subaru season. Experience all our hometown summers have to offer with the new Subaru Outback from McCurley Subaru. Your way home.
Get a new Subaru Outback from McCurley Subaru today with 2.9% financing.
The 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is on now, and the savings are explosive. Best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or 5 years, no interest financing. The 4th of July sale, on now at Furniture Row.
TriQ Credit Union C3 Slam. It all happens July 13th and 14th at John Dam Plaza.
Welcome back. Another setback for Boeing's Starliner spacecraft. Getting the Starliner to the International Space Station only happened after months of delays, and now getting it back to Earth has been delayed as well. This morning, NASA and Boeing representatives said they need to do some more testing to make sure the capsule is ready to come back. And it's not a good day for Boeing. Today, another whistleblower came forward. This just hours before the CEO testified before a Senate subcommittee, answering lawmakers' questions about safety. Family members of some of the people who died in the 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019 attended that hearing. Outgoing Boeing CEO David Calhoun apologized to them directly before speaking to lawmakers. He also referenced the whistleblowers who spoke out earlier this year.
I'm going to start by assuring you that I listened to the whistleblowers that appeared at your hearing. something went wrong.
How many of your employees have been fired for retaliating against whistleblowers?
Senator, I don't have that number on the tip of my tongue, but I know it. It happens. I know it happens.
All right, so the latest whistleblower to come forward is saying that Boeing hid questionable plane parts from regulators by moving them to a different location and falsifying records. He's saying those questionable parts may have ended up installed in 737 MAX planes. Boeing says it is reviewing the accusations.
With millions of Americans under heat alerts this week, households and businesses might want to think about how extreme heat could impact their bottom line. Reporter Karen Kafa is in Washington with a look at some of the numbers and ways for households to safely cut those costs.
Extreme heat is becoming more frequent and more costly.
We would never think about planning for wildfire season or hurricane season just during those seasons.
Ashley Ward of the Duke University Heat Policy Innovation Hub says that these punishing heat waves make it more expensive to cool a home.
When temperatures overnight don't fall below 75 degrees, for example, it doesn't give the body or any living thing or our energy systems time to recover from that daytime exposure.
David Tinsley, senior economist for the Bank of America Institute, says their analysis found higher average temperatures boosting consumers' average monthly utility payments by 23% since 2019.
All the data is suggesting that these heat waves are hotter and are lasting longer. And so when that occurs, people have to turn up their aircon and leave it on longer, and that's adding to cost.
There's a burden on businesses, too. In a 2023 report, the U.S. Congress Joint Economic Committee cited data pointing to more than 2.5 billion hours of lost labor across certain sectors like agriculture, construction, and manufacturing.
These extremes of heat are really impactful. So it does have a somewhat depressing effect on the overall economy.
Extreme heat can also disrupt the airline industry. When air is hot and less dense, planes need less weight or more runway for takeoff. That can lead to bumped passengers or baggage or canceled flights. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And on that note, we'll probably need that AC as we head towards the weekend and our temperatures start to warm. Beautiful day, though. Dust Devils on the field today with a doubleheader going on, 75 degrees, so gorgeous weather to view some baseball today. Our sunset tonight at 8:51. Let's take a look at our temperatures around the area in other places. We're at 63 in Cle Elum, 72, 73 Ellensburg, Yakima. We move over to the foothills of the Blues. We're in the low 70s there. The warm spot, Hanford and Tri-Cities, as well as Toppenish. 76 degrees. So looking good. Temperatures increasing. Look at this. Cle Elum's 14 degrees warmer than they were just 24 hours ago. We're 8 degrees warmer right now in Prosser, 2 degrees warmer in the Tri-Cities. Let's take a look at winds. Now, that's been a concern, and fire danger is elevated, of course, when we see wind. So very calm today. Winds going forward tomorrow. A little bit breezy in the morning hours, but not too bad. It should be fairly calm tomorrow as well. When we get to Thursday, however, we're going to see some of those winds picking up in our usual locations, those mountain gaps through the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, coming on down by the evening. That's when those winds start to pick up. We'll have lighter breezes here on the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities, but do expect a little bit of wind on Thursday night. Temperatures are increasing as we move through the week. 76, we're almost to our average. We'll be just above that tomorrow in Yakima. Up to 92 over the weekend. We'll stay in the low 90s, and then we drop back into the 80s on Monday. So once again, it's our temperature roller coaster. We continue to ride it very well. 94 for the hot day in Tri-Cities on Saturday. Average temperatures pretty close to it tomorrow as well. In Walla Walla, look at these temps. Will be up in the 90s as well here, and then dropping all the way back down to 81 degrees. But that's about average for Walla Walla this time of year. Let's take a look at the rest of the afternoon. Things are looking good, nice and clear and calm. Temperatures in the 70s outside. Let's take a peek at Tri-Cities, and yes, good afternoon for a bike ride with those temperatures just above 77, 78 degrees through the evening. Walla Walla, get outside, enjoy the outdoors there. Very, very nice day and evening in Walla Walla. And in Hermiston, looking good for some yard work this afternoon with temperatures in the upper 70s. So stay hydrated out there. Temps tonight are going to be pleasant, down in the 40s. Most of us right around the mid 40s, 48, however, in the Tri-Cities and Toppenish. We'll see 47 in Ellensburg. Tomorrow, sunny, warmer, temps in the 80s. You'll definitely feel that 10-degree jump in in just one day. Allergy forecast not looking too bad. So if you've been sniffling and sneezing, we still have a little bit of that to deal with. Planning your day for tomorrow, out the door looking really good with temperatures close to 60 degrees. We'll be in those 70-degree temps, close to 80 by lunchtime, and then above the 80s in the rest of the afternoon. Here's your 7-day planning forecast looking good. Juneteenth tomorrow. First day of summer on Thursday. Get ready for more gusty winds beginning again Thursday evening into Friday, and once again Sunday into Monday. Right now not calling for showers, but that is a possibility for the first part of next week. Look at that sunshine for Walla Walla and Hermiston. Those warm temps through Saturday and cooling right back down to the lower 80s by the first part of next week. So again, try to stay cool tomorrow. 10-degree jump. You're going to definitely feel it. Probably going to need the AC. Stick around. I still have your weather photo on the way.
Thanks, Stacey. Well, first it was orange juice, then bacon prices went up. Now avocado toast may be at risk. We'll explain next.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
Sometimes it's hard to see past the looming repair and replacement costs all around your house. Finally, you can stop seeing money and start saving money with First American Home Warranty. First American covers the systems and appliances you depend on every day. Air conditioning, refrigerator, washer and dryer, electrical, plumbing, and more.
If there's one guarantee in home ownership, it's that things are going to break down.
When an appliance or system breaks down, First American sends a trusted contractor to fix it.
And if they can't fix it, they will replace it.
Members pay low monthly rates with unlimited claims and 24/7 customer service.
We've saved thousands of dollars that we've been able to reinvest into our home.
All plans include a no questions asked money back guarantee and flexible payment options so you can never pay for covered repairs again.
Call 1-800-209-8578. That's 1-800-209-8578. Call now.
The Honda you want is here. Get a great offer on the stylish HR-V or the Civic, which Car and Driver called fun to drive. There's never been a better time to drive in the moment with Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
The Stanley Cup Final continues on ABC.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Going up against Social Security for disability benefits when you can't work, that's scary. Going up against labor and industries for workers' comp when you're hurt at work, that's scary. But calling in Bothwell and Hamill, that gives you confidence. If you can't work or were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99, Wednesdays only at KFC.
We are back now with a consumer alert. The United States has stopped inspecting most shipments of avocados from Mexico for now.
Now, the USDA says 2 of its employees were assaulted in Mexico, and now inspections on avocados and mangoes in that part of the country have been paused because of safety concerns. Now, these inspectors are checking to make sure that produce being exported to the United States doesn't have any diseases that could impact avocado crops here. Mexico's Producers and Packers Association says it is working with government officials to get those inspections going again.
Well, hey, we are bringing you the news early this afternoon because of the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 5 is coming up this evening. It is a best-of-7 series, and so far, Florida is in the lead with 3 wins.
So we'll have more local news for you coming up after the game, but first, a final check on your forecast when we come right back.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Swing into Fred's Appliance today for our 4th of July celebration and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock get-it-today inventory in our region. Make cleanup a breeze with a brand new Bosch dishwasher. Available in 3 colors, each for just $6.99. These Bosch dishwashers offer quiet operation, advanced water efficiency, and a variety of cycle options to clean your dishes every time perfectly. We sell appliances. Only appliances.
Sundown M Ranch promotes patient-centered integrated care that focuses on the mind, body, and spirit. At Sundown M Ranch, the patient is the reason we are here. We take pride in our reputation of assisting individuals and family members through a difficult process with compassion, respect, and confidentiality.
Sundown M Ranch saved my life.
Last month, I celebrated 31 years of sobriety.
Sundown M Ranch. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Researching childhood vaccines often feels like this.
When T lymphocytes recognize antigens,
they're lying to us. Vaccines are just another plot to make money.
The most important thing parents should know about vaccines is...
Accept my cookies. Sign up for the newsletter. Sorry, you've reached your free article limit.
There's a simpler way to get answers. Visit vaccinesmartwa.org.
With savings this explosive, the 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is resulting in some very interesting reactions.
So that's $300 off the dining set and $800 off the sectional.
Dude.
With over $500 off the bedroom and $200 off the mattress, you are saving $700 today. Whoa! Plus, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or 5 years, no interest. When you save this much, you'll be seeing fireworks too during the 4th of July sale on now at Furniture Row.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, just click on Volunteers Count at applevalleynewsnow.com.
The Stanley Cup Final. McDavid and the Oilers fight to keep their cup hopes alive. Barkov and the Panthers look to win their first Stanley Cup. Game 5, tonight on ABC.
Does cooking feel like a kitchen battle? You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. You can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. We'll include this razor-sharp knife set and deep steam and fry pan set, yours absolutely free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
Welcome back. It's always a good moment. We're getting to it a little early today. We get to take a look at our viewer picture.
Well, let's take a look at this weather photo. You guys are going to love it.
Oh, wow.
Look at that rainbow. So we had those storms coming through yesterday. Raphael caught this out on the Columbia River near the Dalles. So beautiful rainbow. Thank you for sharing, Raphael. If you'd like to get your photo on TV, snap that QR code on the right side of your screen with your smartphone. It'll take you right to the landing page, or simply go to applevalleynewsnow.com. Click on that weather tab. All right, let's take a look at our out-the-door temps tomorrow. Looking good, pretty warm, guys. Look at that, already almost 60 degrees as we start our day tomorrow. It'll start to warm up by lunchtime, and then definitely you'll feel those 80s. So a good 10 degrees above where we were today. So get ready for the warm up. We'll see those 90-degree temperatures heading into the weekend.
All right, time to break out the popsicles again.
There you go.
Thanks, Stacey, and thank you so much for watching. We're going to be back with your local news after the Stanley Cup Finals this evening.
Yeah, enjoy the game, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Go Florida.
What?